Have you ever picked up a snack that looked harmless, maybe even healthy, and suddenly wondered, what if this tiny choice is quietly destroying my kidneys? Most people over 60 never ask that question, yet every week in my clinic, I meet someone who wishes they had. I'm Dr. Richard Hale, and after more than 20 years treating kidney disease across America, I've learned one painful truth. The things hurting your kidneys the most are often the things you trust the most. And that's exactly why this message matters. Because while you're going about your day, grabbing something quick to munch on your kidneys might be fighting a silent battle you can't feel until the day everything changes. Here's the part no one likes to hear, but everyone needs to know. Kidney damage doesn't start with dialysis. It starts with small habits, tiny foods, invisible decisions that build up quietly, hour after hour, day after day, until suddenly your creatinine spikes, your energy crashes, and your doctor is warning you about numbers you've never heard of, but now can't stop thinking about. But before fear takes over, let me tell you this, you are not powerless and your kidneys are not doomed. In fact, your recovery can begin with something as simple as choosing the right snack. And that's where the story turns. Because today I'm going to show you 6 everyday foods. Things you can eat right now capable of lowering inflammation, protecting your kidneys, and even helping you bring your creatinine down naturally. No fear tactics, no complicated diets, just clear science-backed choices that could save your kidneys more than you realize. So stay with me because the first snack on this list isn't just delicious, it might be the one thing your kidneys have been begging for all along. When it comes to kidney-safe snacking, let's start with the sweetest ally most people overlook, because the right fruits can act like a natural shield for your kidneys. I've seen this firsthand with one of my patients, Margaret from Phoenix, who came to me terrified after her creatinine quietly crept from 1.3 to 1.7 in just 6 months. She thought fruit was the safest snack on earth until we looked at what she was eating. Oranges the size of baseballs, bananas twice a day, and giant slices of watermelon. Healthy for some, but dangerously high in potassium for anyone with tired kidneys. So we rebuilt her snack routine with low potassium fruits that nourish instead of overwhelm. Apples were her turning point. They're rich in quercetin, a powerful antioxidant shown in multiple studies to reduce inflammation in kidney tissue. Blueberries, too tiny but mighty, are backed by Harvard research showing they can lower the long-term risk of kidney disease by up to 23%. Strawberries, grapes, and even pineapple add hydration and fiber without pushing potassium into the danger zone. And when you keep your portions tight, half a cup of berries, 15 grapes, or 1 small apple, you get sweetness, vitamins, and safety all in one simple choice. And here's the part most people love. These fruits are incredibly easy to use. Toss them into oatmeal, blend them into a small smoothie, or enjoy them chilled as a refreshing afternoon reset. The goal isn't to avoid fruit, it's to master it. Because when you treat fruit like medicine, you give your kidneys breathing room, and you protect yourself from the silent potassium spikes most seniors never see coming. But knowing the right fruits is only the first step, because the next snack flips the script entirely, and almost no one sees this one coming. If low potassium fruits give your kidneys room to breathe, then air-popped popcorn is the crunch that keeps them protected throughout the day. And this surprises a lot of people because popcorn has been unfairly lumped together with junk food. But the truth is, when you strip away the movie theater butter, the chemical-filled microwave bags, and the salty coatings, pure air-popped popcorn becomes one of the safest, smartest snacks a kidney-conscious person can eat. I remember a patient named Robert, a retired engineer from Ohio, who told me he missed the satisfying crunch he used to get from chips. His blood pressure was rising, his potassium numbers were inching toward danger, and he felt like every snack he loved had been taken away from him. But once he switched to plain air-popped popcorn, 3 cups a serving, just 90 milligrams of potassium, his evening cravings disappeared, and his blood pressure readings became noticeably steadier. Scientifically, the benefits make perfect sense. Popcorn is a whole grain naturally low in potassium and phosphorus, 2 minerals that failing kidneys struggle to filter. It's also packed with fiber, which helps regulate blood sugar and even supports heart health, a crucial link because kidney disease and cardiovascular disease often travel together. And the best part is how customizable it is. A dusting of cinnamon gives warmth without sodium. Nutritional yeast adds a cheesy flavor without the phosphorus load, and a pinch of garlic powder brings a savory twist without harming your kidneys. Popcorn doesn't just satisfy your mouth, it signals to your brain that you're in control, that you're choosing something safe, something healing. It's a simple swap with a big payoff, especially for anyone trying to break free from salty, kidney-stressing snacks. But knowing this still isn't enough, because there's another factor you must get right, one that blends sweetness, crunch, and kidney protection in a single powerful bite. If popcorn gives you control over your cravings, then brown rice cakes with natural peanut butter give you something even more powerful, steady energy without stressing your kidneys. This simple combo often surprises people because it looks almost too plain to matter. But I've watched it transform the afternoon routines of countless patients. One of them, Daniel from Florida, used to crash hard around 3 p.m. His blood sugar would spike and fall, his blood pressure felt unstable, and he constantly reached for cookies or crackers just to stay awake. When we switched his snack to a brown rice cake with a thin layer of natural peanut butter, just peanuts, no added oils, no sugar, everything began to shift. His energy stopped dipping, his cravings softened, and his evenings finally felt calmer. And the science backs that up. Brown rice is a whole grain that releases energy, slowly avoiding the dangerous glucose surges that can accelerate kidney decline. Natural peanut butter with its clean plant-based fats and gentle protein helps control appetite and stabilize blood sugar without loading your system with sodium or chemicals. Together, they deliver a macro-balanced complex carbs, plus healthy fats and light protein that supports metabolism, protects your kidneys, and keeps inflammation under control. It's a snack that works with your body, not against it. You can even elevate it. A sprinkle of cinnamon adds blood sugar control. A dusting of unsweetened cocoa gives a rich flavor without the phosphorus load. And when you need something comforting, this combo feels almost like a treat, but it protects your kidneys instead of punishing them. But knowing this still isn't enough, because there's another factor you need to master, one hiding inside a handful of nuts, where one choice heals and another quietly harms. If brown rice cakes bring balance, then almonds and macadamia nuts bring something equally valuable: clean, controlled power in every handful. And this is where many people get tripped up, because the world of nuts can be a minefield for anyone with kidney concerns. I once worked with a woman named Teresa from Michigan who prided herself on healthy snacking. She kept jars of mixed nuts in her kitchen, grabbing them whenever hunger struck. But mixed nuts almost always hide cashews packed with phosphorus or pistachios, overloaded with potassium, two minerals that can push weakened kidneys into dangerous territory. When we replaced her mixed nuts with almonds and macadamias, only the difference was immediate. Her potassium normalized, the tightness in her legs eased, and for the first time in months, her lab results finally moved in the right direction. And the science explains why. Almonds offer vitamin E, one of the strongest antioxidants for protecting kidney cells from oxidative stress. They also deliver low to moderate potassium safe in small, consistent portions. Macadamia nuts go even further. They're among the lowest potassium nuts available, rich in monounsaturated fats that support heart health without overworking your kidneys. Both nuts give long-lasting energy, prevent blood sugar swings, and help calm cravings without the phosphorus overload found in many flavored or roasted varieties. The key is choosing them raw and unsalted, letting their natural nutrients do the work without hidden chemicals sabotaging your progress. And a bonus secret, you can even blend them into a homemade nut butter, creamy, nourishing, kidney-friendly spread over apple slices for a snack that feels indulgent, yet protects your kidneys at the same time. But knowing this still isn't enough, because there's another factor you need to pay attention to: something crisp, refreshing, and surprisingly powerful for kidney relief. If nuts give you clean power, then carrots and cucumbers bring something your kidneys desperately crave: hydration and healing without heaviness. This snack is so simple that most people underestimate it, yet I've watched it bring real relief to patients who felt constantly bloated, swollen, and exhausted. One of them, Linda from Colorado, came to me complaining that even after eating small meals, her fingers felt puffy and her ankles ached by evening. Her labs showed creeping potassium levels and mild fluid retention, a combination her kidneys could no longer manage alone. When we shifted her afternoon snack to crisp carrot sticks, cool cucumber slices, and a spoon of homemade hummus, the change was almost immediate. Within 2 weeks, she told me her rings finally slid on without struggle, and her energy felt light again. Her words, not mine. Scientifically, this makes perfect sense. Carrots and cucumbers are incredibly low in potassium while being naturally hydrating, helping your kidneys flush excess fluid instead of trapping it. They're rich in antioxidants that calm inflammation, and they add crunch without adding stress. Hummus, when homemade from low-sodium chickpeas, olive oil, lemon juice, and garlic, offers gentle plant protein and healthy fats your kidneys can handle without pushing phosphorus too high. Store-bought hummus, on the other hand, often hides sodium spikes and phosphate additives. Exactly why creating your own takes this snack from safe to genuinely healing. And here's a small trick many people love. Soak the veggie sticks in ice water for 10 minutes before eating. It boosts the crunch, the freshness, and even the satisfaction, turning a simple snack into a calming ritual that slows you down and supports your kidneys. But knowing this still isn't enough, because there's another factor you need to understand, one that delivers pure, clean protein without overwhelming your kidneys. If carrots and cucumbers give your kidneys lightness, then egg whites give them something even more essential: pure, clean fuel without the toxic leftovers that weaken filtration. And this isn't theory. I've seen the impact of this one simple protein again and again. Take Michael from Nevada, a 68-year-old who came to me frustrated and confused. He was doing everything right, avoiding red meat, limiting salt, drinking more water, but his creatinine kept climbing. When we finally reviewed his meals, the problem appeared instantly. He was relying on whole eggs and chicken breast for protein, both far heavier in phosphorus and nitrogen waste than his kidneys could handle. When we replaced them with 3 to 4 egg whites a day, his numbers stabilized within just a few weeks, and for the first time in months, he felt hopeful again. And the science behind this is powerful. Egg whites rank at a biological value of 100, meaning your body absorbs their protein almost perfectly, producing almost no waste for your kidneys to filter. 2 egg whites deliver around 7 grams of high-quality protein with barely 10 milligrams of phosphorus, a fraction of what's found in meats, cheeses, or even whole eggs. They provide strength, steady energy, and muscle support while avoiding the acidic burden that accelerates kidney decline. Scramble them with parsley, boil them for a quick snack, or bake them into a light herb-filled mini omelet. They're versatile, gentle, and one of the safest protein choices for anyone fighting high creatinine or early kidney disease. But even the cleanest protein can't protect your kidneys if you don't know which foods silently destroy them. And the next group on this list contains 6 of the most dangerously misleading proteins seniors eat every single day. If egg whites are the cleanest protein for your kidneys, turkey bacon is the complete opposite, one of the most deceptive foods seniors rely on without realizing the silent damage happening underneath. It looks lean, it sounds healthier than pork bacon, and the marketing is persuasive. But behind that healthy swap is a problem I see constantly in my clinic. One patient, Harold from Tennessee, made the switch proudly thinking he was protecting his heart and kidneys. But within weeks, his blood pressure climbed, his ankles swelled, and his phosphorus levels jumped so sharply, his lab sheet highlighted them in red. Here's why turkey bacon is packed with sodium, often more than 500 milligrams per slice, and loaded with phosphate additives designed to enhance flavor and texture. These additives absorb extremely fast into your bloodstream, raising phosphorus levels that weaken bones, damage blood vessels, and accelerate kidney decline. Sodium traps fluid in your body, driving blood pressure higher and forcing your kidneys to work overtime. And the scariest part, most people never feel the damage until it's already severe. Avoiding turkey bacon is one of the simplest and fastest kidney protective choices you can make. Your kidneys will thank you almost immediately, but knowing this still isn't enough, because the next protein looks harmless, but its potassium load can overwhelm your kidneys in a single serving. If turkey bacon is dangerous because of hidden additives, red lentils are dangerous for a different reason. Their potassium and phosphorus load is simply too heavy for weakened kidneys. And this catches so many people off guard because lentils are praised everywhere as a superfood. One of my patients, Maria from Texas, ate red lentils 3 to 4 times a week, believing she was doing everything right. But her potassium kept creeping into the caution zone, and her phosphorus climbed high enough that her energy dropped and her legs felt constantly tight. She was shocked when she learned the truth. Just 1 cooked cup of red lentils can deliver over 700 milligrams of potassium and 350 milligrams of phosphorus levels that force struggling kidneys into overdrive. Even worse, red lentils are often paired with tomatoes, spinach, or coconut milk ingredients that push potassium even higher. For seniors with declining filtration, this combination can quietly trigger dangerous potassium spikes long before symptoms appear. If you love lentils, limit them to very small portions or choose lower potassium alternatives approved by your doctor. Protecting your kidneys sometimes means letting go of foods that look healthy but act very differently inside your body. But knowing this still isn't enough because the next protein hides something even more dangerous: chemicals that inflame your kidneys from the very first bite. If red lentils overload your kidneys with minerals, hot dogs attack them from a completely different angle, through chemicals your body was never designed to handle. And this is where many seniors stumble because hot dogs feel familiar, comforting, and easy. But I'll never forget my patient Raymond from Illinois, who told me he had eaten hot dogs his whole life without a problem. Yet when his creatinine suddenly jumped and his blood pressure spiraled, the culprit showed up in his food diary immediately. Hot dogs are packed with nitrates, oxidized fats, and phosphate additives, a chemical cocktail proven to increase inflammation, stiffen blood vessels, and accelerate kidney decline. Studies show that nitrates convert into nitrosamines, compounds linked not only to kidney damage, but also to higher cancer risk. Add in the sodium, often more than 600 milligrams per link, and you create the perfect storm: fluid retention, blood pressure spikes, and a filtration system pushed beyond its limits. Even occasional hot dog intake can place unnecessary stress on aging kidneys, especially for anyone already dealing with high creatinine or early-stage kidney disease. Removing them from your diet is one of the fastest ways to lower inflammation and protect your filtration system. But knowing this still isn't enough because the next protein seems clean and fitness-friendly, yet it can push your creatinine higher in just a few days. If hot dogs damage your kidneys with chemicals, whey protein isolate harms them in a way far more subtle and far easier to overlook. Many seniors believe whey isolate is pure protein, perfect for strength and energy. But for aging kidneys, it can become an enormous hidden burden. I remember a patient named Steven, a 66-year-old former gym enthusiast, who added whey shakes to his morning routine, hoping to stay strong. Within weeks, his creatinine climbed, his energy dipped, and he felt an uncomfortable heaviness in his lower back. When we paused the whey, his numbers suddenly stabilized. The science explains why. Whey protein isolate is extremely concentrated, which means it produces large amounts of nitrogen waste as your body breaks it down. Aging kidneys struggle to filter this waste, causing creatinine to rise quickly. It's also higher in phosphorus than most people realize, and this combination, high nitrogen plus high phosphorus, forces your filtration system into overtime. Unlike whole foods, whey isolate lacks fiber or antioxidants, so there's nothing to buffer the acid load it creates. This metabolic stress accelerates kidney decline, especially in adults over 60. If you need protein, choose lighter options like egg whites or small kidney-approved portions of plant-based sources recommended by your doctor. Your kidneys will feel the difference almost immediately. But knowing this still isn't enough because the next protein hides behind a healthy plant label. Yet its sodium and potassium load can overwhelm your kidneys before you even taste it. If whey protein isolate overwhelms your kidneys with nitrogen waste, canned black beans create a different kind of overload, one that looks healthy on the outside, but hits hard where your filtration system is weakest. Many seniors choose canned black beans because they're convenient, plant-based, and high in fiber. But convenience comes with a hidden price. I remember a patient named Carol from New Mexico who added canned beans to her meals almost every day, thinking she was making a heart-healthy choice. Yet her ankles stayed swollen, her blood pressure wouldn't stabilize, and her potassium levels crept higher every month. The reason is simple but often overlooked. One drained cup of canned black beans can still deliver up to 600 milliliters of potassium and a significant amount of sodium, even in low-sodium versions. And because most people eat more than a cup without realizing it, the potassium load spikes quickly. Sodium from the canning liquid worsens fluid retention, pushing blood pressure higher and forcing already tired kidneys to filter far more than they can handle. Even rinsing the beans only reduces part of the burden, not all of it. Choosing dried beans soaked and cooked at home is far safer, but anyone with elevated creatinine must still monitor portions carefully. Sometimes the most harmless-looking foods are the ones that push your kidneys the hardest. But knowing this still isn't enough because the final protein on this list carries the heaviest load of all, and it's sitting on millions of dinner plates every single night. If canned black beans strain your kidneys with hidden sodium and potassium red meat, takes the pressure to an entirely different level, one that hits your kidneys, your heart, and your metabolism all at once. And this is the food almost no one wants to talk about because steak feels like comfort, tradition, and strength. But for aging kidneys, it becomes one of the heaviest burdens you can place on your body. I once treated a man named George from Pennsylvania who proudly grilled steak 3 or 4 nights a week. He insisted it gave him energy until his creatinine spiked, his uric acid surged, and he developed painful swelling in his joints. Only when we removed red meat from his routine did his labs begin to settle. Red meat is packed with purines that convert into uric acid, a major driver of kidney inflammation and gout. It's also rich in phosphorus and saturated fat, both of which increase acid load, raise creatinine, and accelerate the decline of your filtration rate. Studies show that high red meat intake can raise kidney disease risk by over 40%, especially in adults over 60. Even lean cuts still force your kidneys to filter significantly more waste than they can comfortably manage. Limiting steak or replacing it with lighter proteins can dramatically reduce strain on your kidneys and improve your long-term numbers faster than most people expect. But knowing this still isn't enough because protecting your kidneys requires more than avoiding dangerous proteins. It also depends on a simple daily habit that can change everything. If avoiding harmful proteins protects your kidneys from further damage, then this final habit is what helps them catch their breath and actually begin to recover. And the best part, it doesn't require a diet, a pill, or a complicated program. It simply requires you to walk literally. I've seen this morning routine change lives, including one patient named Sharon from Arizona. She struggled with morning swelling, stiff joints, and that heavy, foggy feeling that so many adults over 60 quietly live with. Her creatinine hovered dangerously high, and every day felt like an uphill climb. When I asked about her routine, she admitted she woke up, sat at the kitchen table, and stayed still for hours. We made just one change, a 20-minute morning walk. Within 3 weeks, Sharon noticed her ankles looked slimmer, her blood pressure softened, and her morning fatigue wasn't ruling her day anymore. And her lab results reflected the shift. Science backs this up clearly. A gentle morning walk increases blood flow to your kidneys, helping them flush excess fluid that builds up overnight. It supports oxygen delivery, lowers inflammation, and stabilizes both blood sugar and blood pressure, 2 of the biggest drivers of kidney decline. Studies show that consistent low-intensity movement can reduce fluid retention and improve heart-kidney circulation by up to 25% in older adults. Morning movement essentially wakes up your filtration system, giving your kidneys a smoother, lighter workload for the rest of the day. And here's the powerful truth: you don't need speed, distance, or fancy equipment, just consistency. Start with 5 minutes, then 10, and build from there. Your kidneys respond to rhythm, not intensity, and mornings are when they benefit most. But knowing this still isn't enough because bringing all these habits together is what determines whether your kidneys decline or finally start fighting for you again. After everything we've talked about today, the healing snacks, the dangerous proteins, and the morning habit that can change the course of your health, I want you to remember one thing: you're already doing more for your kidneys than most people ever will. Just by learning, by paying attention, by choosing to understand your body, instead of ignoring the warning signs, you've taken a step that truly matters. I know the journey can feel overwhelming at times, especially when lab numbers shift or your energy isn't what it used to be. But progress begins with small, steady decisions. And today you made one. So here's my advice to you: don't try to change everything at once. Pick one snack that supports you. Remove one food that harms you. Add just a few minutes of movement in the morning. These changes may seem small, but inside your body they create momentum. Momentum toward protection, toward stability, toward a future where your kidneys work with you instead of against you. And I want you to stay encouraged because healing is rarely loud or dramatic. It's quiet, steady, and built one choice at a time. If this video helped you do something simple that could help you even more, save this video so you can come back whenever you need guidance and subscribe to the channel with notifications on. I'm here every week sharing the newest medical insights, kidney-safe foods, and real strategies that can help you lower creatinine, protect your filtration rate, and stay independent longer. And above all, remember this, your kidneys may be working hard, but you're working smarter. You're not alone in this journey. You have knowledge, you have support, and you have the power to change your health, starting right now. Keep going. You're stronger than you think, and your best days are still ahead.